Hey everyone, welcome. We're so glad you're joining us for this special visual explainer. It's a companion to our latest podcast episode, and we're going to break down this huge idea, how to find alignment when everything feels so divided. You know, that feeling when fighting against something just makes it worse? We're going to get into why that happens and what you can do about it. It's a real game changer. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, let's kick things off with this quote from Carl Jung. What you resist persists. And wow, does that hit home, right? It's this powerful paradox that so many of us feel. You know, you push and you push against something you don't want, and it just seems to get stronger, more in your face. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. So what is actually happening here on an energetic level?
We call this the resistance boomerang. It's such a perfect name for it, isn't it? Let's unpack exactly why pushing against the things we don't want feels so draining and, honestly, just doesn't work most of the time. So look at this breakdown. On one side, you've got fighting what you don't want. When we're in that mode, our entire focus is locked on the problem. Our energy is all about resistance, and what does that do? It just fuels more conflict, more stress. It literally amplifies the very thing we're trying to get rid of. But then you flip it. You focus on creating what you do want. Suddenly, your focus is on the solution. The energy isn't resistance anymore, it's alignment. And that's what fosters peace, collaboration. It attracts the positive. It's why we call it a boomerang. When you're in that war against something, your focus, your energy, your vibration, it's all pointed right at the problem, and it just keeps coming back to you, sometimes even stronger.
Okay, so this brings us to a core idea, a universal law, really. Energy follows your focus. Let's dig into what that actually means on a vibrational level.
So, a fundamental law we work with is this. The universe operates on inclusion. What that means is it doesn't really hear yes or no. It doesn't hear the don't in I don't want this. It only hears in response to the subject of your focus. So if you're thinking, no more war, the universe is just hearing war, 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 and giving you more of that energy to match. It's not judging, it's just matching. Whatever you give your attention to, you are including in your vibration.
And here's a really interesting way to think about it. Every single thought you think, every emotion you feel, it's like you're casting a vibrational vote for the future you're creating. And the universe doesn't care if you're voting for something or against something. A vote is a vote. Your attention is your ballot.
And this, right here, this is the million-dollar question we all need to ask ourselves and be really honest about it. So, where has your focus been lately? What have you been casting your votes for?
You know, to show you just how powerful this is in real life, we want to share a quick story. It perfectly illustrates how our beliefs and our expectations can literally shape what we see, or maybe more importantly, what we don't see.
So this friend of ours, Esther, has this gorgeous house with what used to be a beautiful ocean view. But one day, she realizes she can't see the ocean anymore. Her own bushes on her property had just gotten way too high. Simple enough, right? So she asks her gardeners to come and just trim them back a bit.
So she goes out for lunch, the gardeners do their thing, and when she gets back, she looks out the window and her heart just drops. She sees two enormous tree stumps on her neighbor's property, and she just assumes the worst. I mean, her mind immediately jumps to, oh no, they misunderstood, they went next door and cut down my neighbor's trees.
And for days, she was stewing in this story, this completely irrational story that, if she'd stopped to think about it, made zero logical sense. I mean, how could her gardeners cut down two huge trees and remove every trace of them in just a couple of hours? But it didn't matter, because the story fit the disaster narrative she expected to find.
And the truth? Well, the truth was, those stumps had always been there. They had been hidden by her own overgrown bushes this whole time. The gardeners just trimmed them back, revealing something that was there all along. Her entire stressful story, it was a complete fabrication, all because she was looking for a problem.
That story is so powerful, right? It shows how easily we get stuck just reacting to the world. So let's talk about making the shift, moving from that knee-jerk reaction to conscious creation. And this is so crucial to get. You simply can't get to where you want to go by pushing against what you don't want. Think about it. You can't take the road of anger and resistance and expect to arrive at the destination of peace and collaboration. The journey and the destination have to be a vibrational match.
So this really invites us to stop for a second and ask ourselves a powerful question. Forget about fighting what is. What kind of world do you want to energize today?
Where are you going to put your precious focus?
Okay, so this is all great in theory, but how do we actually apply it? Let's get practical. Here are some tools for aligned communication, especially for those tough conversations where you just don't see eye to eye.
So here are 4 steps that can totally shift a conversation. First, listen to understand, not just to reload for your reply. Huge difference. Second, ask open-ended questions. Get curious. Third, try to reframe their position to find the shared interest underneath. What do you both actually want? And number 4, and this is a big one, know when to lovingly disengage. Sometimes the most aligned thing you can do is just walk away.
All right, let's bring this all home and talk about why your personal state of being is so incredibly powerful. Your inner peace, it radiates.
This is so important. Your alignment is not a passive thing. It's not just about you feeling good. It is an active, powerful broadcast that literally influences the collective energy. Think of yourself like a radio tower. When your signal is strong and clear, it doesn't just add to the noise. It can actually dominate the static around you, lifting the whole vibe.
So how do we strengthen that signal? Well, it's about the simple, daily things. Practices like mindfulness, self-compassion, actually prioritizing joy. Daily gratitude practices, and yeah, maybe limiting how much negative media you let in. These aren't just fluffy self-care things, they are practical ways to tune your frequency and broadcast a stronger, clearer signal.
So if there's one big takeaway we want you to leave with today, it's this. Focus creates momentum. It's that simple. Your attention is the most powerful currency you have, so spend it building momentum for the world you desire. Be the signal, not the static.
And so I'll leave you with this to carry into the rest of your day. The choice in every single moment is yours. Where will you point your energy next?
To explore all these tools and concepts in much more detail, please go listen to the full conversation on our podcast. You can find alignment amidst division pretty much everywhere. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer.